Okay, back with another round of the life and suffering of Sir Brante. So basically now, I would say like we're on the we're close to the end of the peacetime, okay? And by the end of the peacetime is that we will find out what whether we can spark a revolution in Anazot, okay? Like Anazot become like um, the the starting point of the revolution, okay? And since we became the Holothless, basically like we are one of the ringleaders for the secret society, because like this secret society is basically being I won't say manipulated. It's more of like it's being implanted by the secret chancellor. The secret chancellor is like basically the secret. Think about it as like something like, I wouldn't say Gestapo, but something like controlling the country from the shadows. Okay, and we are there as like one of the like managers of it. Okay, and especially here in Anazot, we are basically like the top two, top three, people in Anazot that is given a task to foment unrest a little bit, but at the same time like to control to be the unseen hand of the empire. And while doing so, okay, I'm not a big fan of the empire. Okay, well, depending on who you ask, because like the emperor himself, he's a very progressive guy from what it seems. Okay, but since there's like another race which are called the Arcanians, they look humanoid but their skin is blue. Okay, I wish that like it matches the the era of the time, but it's a bit hard to know who are the Arcanians, because like they did mention they're blue, but they are not colored blue in um in whatever pictures that they have. So, like, I do wish that they'll highlight it like that, like shade it with blue rather than black. Okay, because like you have to assume that, oh, maybe this guy is an Arcanian. That's one thing that I don't particularly like. But anyhow, okay, so we're going for like because they have dirt on us, okay, so we are like, that's why I'm not really loyal to the secret chancellery. Okay, they are basically willing to axe us off. So what I'm trying to do is now is like try to instill revolt, and hopefully that they will hopefully the revolt is going to like destroy the revolt is gonna destroy them from how do I put this? I hope that the revolt is gonna like destroy the empire, but for the better, okay? In terms of like giving more power to the commoners rather than the nobles, and then later on, like, it will set me free. I hope. Well, that's it for now. For that, okay, for the recap. Now let's get back to it. Year 1142, the Emperor's heirs are in danger. News from the capital reaches from every corner of the empire. Jiren and Flavius, the heirs of the throne, have left the Emperor's palace for the province of Monia, which is ruled by the Great Chancellor Agarius Monroe. Okay, now the Monroe and the Monroe dynasty is an Arcanian dynasty, and they are basically the old guards that they want. They think like, oh, humans should not have been nobles in the first place. They should just remain commoners. Arcanians supposed to rule over them. Although like the other dynasty, they feel it that way, but like at the very least is that they see humans have some use. Monroe, they just treat them as slaves. Okay, and sending like I told you, the emperor is very progressive. So like, who knows, maybe like Monroe here is gonna like try to kill them all. Maybe they say heirs in danger. The Great Chancellor has accused the Emperor's court of harboring malefactors conspiring against the imperial heirs. This is why he has offered them shelter and safety in his own impregnable citadel. The common people are particularly worried by the news. They take it as a sign that the Chancellor is seeking to solidify his power by holding the heirs hostage. See? If this continues, Monroe could coerce the Emperor into revoking the imperial law, thus depriving the common estate of any and all rights. All hope to reform the empire has vanished. From farmer to rich industrialist, the commoners are growing desperate. In your province, the authorities are trying their best to put the people at ease. The magistrate Anizot makes a speech from his balcony to the excited crowd below. Trust in your emperor, good people. The imperial heirs are the future of the great Tempest dynasty. The emperor has made the wise decision to send them far away from scheming court. Great Chancellor Monroe will take good care of them and keep them safe. All glory to the empire. All glory to Tempest. Tempest is like the highest among all the dynasty, and that's why they are the king. Oh my god. One of the main reasons is that why the wealth of Margaret drops steadily. It's because because they, like I say, Tempest, they are very progressive, and they want to keep like the brothers of the emperor away from the capital, because they have been enacting a lot of progressive policies. So they send one of them to Magra here, okay? And the problem is that usually the overseer is the person, is the dynasty of that particular land, okay? So by doing so, it angers the Melanidas dynasty, and basically like Archduke Melanidas imposed another extra tax on the people. So that's why like people are in misery right now. If you take a look, we are at 2. We're almost at the last straw. Well, the funny thing is, our secret society is called the last straw this time. Commoners are still flocking to Anazot. Refugees from villages who have been squeezed dry, miners who have lost their jobs, craftsmen who have lost their class coin, they all come to the city in search of shelter, safety, and justice. Makeshift shacks litter the outskirts of the city, sadly growing into shanty towns. Every day the people of Anazot see more men and women hanging around the streets looking for work, leaving their children in the care of the most infirm and elderly of the refugees. Of all the people in the city, Mayor Egmont is the only one who considers this a problem. He has ordered several of his warehouses to be converted into shelters and begun distributing bread to the refugees and free of charge. Yeah. Now I'm really glad that I made Mayor Egmont as like our confidant rather than betraying him, because the free city, we need to have Mayor Egmont's secret plot. In other words, we don't turn him to the secret chancellery. You and Sophia are sitting on the roof of an apartment building, watching people huddle around a wagon. The bread line stretched to a small square between the building yesterday, but today it disappears down the back streets, with no end in sight. Look at those poor bastards. They've been betrayed by their own masters. The nobles robbed them blind, raised their villages, and left them to die. Back-breaking labor, endless suffering, dying in the gutter, that's all they have been given to them. Would any of them blasted nobles even move a finger to help the refugees? Not on your life. Mayor Agman's the only one who cares. He's their only chance for survival. Say, Brante, I hear Agosing Elborn and Mayor Egmont have both been invited to your house for dinner. That's true? How does Sophia know about this? Father asked you to keep it a secret. What difference does it make? You should have told me. Do you have any idea what this dinner means? It's a sit-down, Brante. They could be deciding the fate of our city, the fate of the last straw, the fate of our rebellion. And so what? So that you can betray us again? Like, Sophia is like... Okay, Sophia she's an interesting character, okay, because when she was young, okay, well, we saved her, okay. That's how we got our first death, okay. In this world, you have 4 deaths, well, unless you're supposed to die. Like on the last one, it'll be a true death. So we sacrificed one of our lives to save her, okay. And I thought that she felt maybe some romantic feeling between us. I hope that it happened, okay, but it didn't, okay. So what's wrong with that is that after that, okay, she was sent to work to one of the Argonians, and she ran away from it because they've been treating her like garbage. And then it turns out that she's a witch, okay. Afterwards, when she found out that she's a witch, basically she ran away, and she got caught up by the secret chancellery, okay, and was tortured. And we met her again in the capital, and she was actually she's the ringleader of the secret society, okay. But like I say, it's all a plot by the secret chancellery, and she betrayed most of us. And that's why, like, I'm having a hard time whether to want to believe Sophia. Like, when we first met, she's a very, innocent little girl. And now, it turns, she turned to a very cynical person. Sophia, are you going to be on our side again? Or are you just gonna betray us like the last time? Please. This is the last hope for the people. You gotta get me invited to that dinner. Tell them I'm your friend, your fiance, I'm your lover. I don't care. Just find some excuse to be there, okay? Merciless, embittered, trusting. There are no qualms about inviting Sophia to dinner and introducing her to your family. Trusting. Of course, Sophia can come to the dinner tonight, but she's going to need a proper outfit. No worries, Brante. I can behave in a noble society. I prefer the previous one where during our not adolescence. Well, the third chapter time, like adulthood, pre-adulthood, something like that. Okay, I think it's you. Okay, her portrait looks much more cooler then, but I still prefer when we first met during our adolescence. Time for dinner parties arrived. The Brante house prepared for the guests. You cannot remember the last time your entire family got together like this. Father is unusually focused and serious today. Mother is wearing father's wedding gift, a precious brooch adorned with gems. To her, it is a small act of defiance. Commoners may not indulge in luxury, but today is a special day indeed, and she has found the courage to dare this small transgression. And Mother is a very it's a very old-fashioned for in the society, saying that she thinks that she's a commoner and she will not indulge in any pleasure whatsoever. So this one here, it shows that, well, to be proud that she's married to Robert. Stephen is more carefree and high-spirited than usual. He always enjoys his uncle's visits. Nathan is as quiet, furtive, and as inconspicuous as ever. Gloria, however, only smiled to herself. Sophia is sitting at the table to your left. The family casts curious glances at her from time to time. It feels so strange to see her here at home, together with your family. Mother is the first to acknowledge her presence. Sophia told us he was inviting someone important to him, but he never mentioned that this someone was a charming young lady. Pray tell, how did you and my son meet? Oh, it was a long time ago. We've known each other since we were little. We used to play in the neighbor's yard together. And then Skamu helped me to get out of Adensort and go to the capital. He was a real hero, I also saved your life, Have you forgotten? You see dubious recognition in your family's eyes. My brother mentioned meeting an old friend in the capital. So it was you? Yes, why yes, our path crossed again in Eterna. What a wonderful city. I have such fond memories of the years I spent there. I was so lucky to have Skamu by my side. He helped me a lot. Is that so? Then I don't suppose you could shed some light on what's happened to him there. What my son has been doing in Eterna all these years. He came home with a small fortune but refused to tell us where it came from. I'm afraid I don't know much about that myself. All I can say is that I was fortunate enough to introduce your son to a very important man. Yeah, through Philippe, by betraying us. Skamu proved himself and earned the man's patronage. Thing is, Sophia didn't lie at all. Well, certainly this man was a decent, honorable nobleman, not some upstart commoner with deep pockets like that Agman. Steven, could you please refrain from such remark while Agman is here, if only for my sake? Worry not, father. I will never embarrass you in front of Sir Elborn. I assure you, Sir Stephen, your brother's benefactor is one of the most respectable noblemen I've ever met. I'm sure the two of you would have a lot in common if you ever to meet. Yep, a lot in common. They watched in awe as Sophia charmed their family with polite small talk, effortlessly picking the right words for everyone at the table. Her presence is so enchanting, your family enjoys a moment of peace and harmony for the first time in ages. The servants soon announced the guest's arrival. Baron Augustine Alborn and Mayor Eggman greet the masters and mistress of the house one after the another, then take their seats at the dinner table. After the traditional exchange of pleasantries, you enjoy an exquisite dinner followed by wine. There would ordinarily be dessert for Father and Stephen, but today the noblemen make do with wine. Alborn and Eggman finally began to discuss the drove of commoners seeking refuge in the city. I must confess, Eggman, I don't understand your motivation here. Are you moved by an honest desire to help people, or an expectation of some inscrutable profit? Regardless, you have to put an end to this before it's too late. The food and shelter you offer them only serve to attract more and more refugees to Enzot. And when they finally fill the streets, what are you going to do then? What am I going to do then? The Archduke, the Overseer, what are they going to do? Have you even considered this? Please understand me, I harbor no ill will towards the people. But Gaius Tempest is concerned that they will eventually... Give me a second. Oh, boy. But Gaius Tempest is concerned that they will eventually start causing trouble. Archduke Milanidas is looking for any excuse to march his punitive battalion into the city. Mayor, is that what you really want? With all due respect, sir, Prefect, I cannot do what you ask. These people have nowhere else to go. No one else will help them. Here in Anizot, at least I can offer them food and shelter. Are you really asking me to let them to starve to death? Do not deceive yourself, Augustine. I was one of those who welcomed the new overseer at first, just like all the rest. I hope that the common estate would get a little more breathing room under his rule. But what did Gaius Tempest do? He started this power struggle with Archduke. He made the double tax possible. He signed the ban on gunpowder. A ban on gunpowder. And in Magra of all places, a province that lives off the silver ore we mine. Which is why, Sir Elborn, I do not trust the Arcanians or the nobility anymore. No, sir, I will not rely on their generosity. The only way I can accomplish anything in this world is by myself, and by the sweat of my brow, by sticking my neck out for the others. He really is a kind-hearted person. I want to say noble, but then he's not a noble. Now, I found out Elborn, the one who have L is basically like their family is noble because like at least 2 generations long. So normally I don't think that they are Arcanian, normal humans. Augustine, you are the only noble in the imperial government I can still trust. You are known throughout the city as the protector of the lowly estate. So protect the lowly estate. Offer protection to the refugees. Convince the overseer to let them stay here. Let me save their lives. Yeah, the skin is not dark. Wait. family friend, nobleman of a renowned lineage. He is also brother of the late Amelia Elborn, your father's first wife. He became prefect by virtue of his impeccable service and reputation. He advocates for greater liberties and rights for the common estate. I'm very sorry, Eggman, but that is impossible. Gaius Tempest has made it very clear that I cannot resolve this situation. He'll bring the Legion into the city and deal with it himself. It pains me to say this, but those people would be better off leaving the city. Or maybe even Magra. You must realize this. They should go to Illyria or some other place where they can start new life. The only thing waiting for them here in Anazot is death. There's nothing I can do to help them. You glance at Sophia warily. Her brows are furrowed and her hands are balled into a fist. She interrupts Elborn without warning. Enough! Everyone turns to her in surprise. Did a low-born woman just have the audacity to raise her voice while important men are talking? That's enough. You are Baron Augustine Elborn, the prefect of Magra, the protector of common folk, the last hope for people like me. You are all we've got. Mayor Eggman is right. The Agnes don't care about us at all. As far as the Melanidances and the Tempests are concerned, we don't even exist. Every commoner in the city knows there's only one nobleman in Anazot who actually cares, and that's you, Sir Elborn. Not the Overseer, not the Archduke, not the Magistrate, not the Patriarch. None of them. You're the only man who can change this in the city. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? The Overseer needs your support. He trusts you. He'll listen to you. You don't have to blindly follow his every order. You're free to make up your own mind and speak to him on behalf of the people. I'm begging you, please don't betray us. Don't betray all the trust we've placed in you. Help Mayor save these people. The amber candlelight glimmers and sparkles, reflected in Sophia's blue eyes. My apologies, ma'am. We have not been introduced. Sophia, a commoner. A lengthy silence hangs over the room. No one knows what to do. Everyone holds their breath, waiting for Augustine Elborn to react. Thank you, Sophia. Your words. You ought to thank this young lady, Mayor. You will have my support. The refugees may stay. Do your best to give them decent shelter and food, and see if there's any work they can do. I'll see if I can convince the Archduke that they pose no threat. I'll take safe steps to keep the streets safe. Did she just use some magic, or is it just by her charisma? The guests thank their host for their hospitality, then leave one after another. You walk Sophia to a carriage. There was some night, eh, Brante? You've got an interesting family. Too bad I'll probably never have a reason to get to know them better. The next day, Augustine Elborn makes a statement to the people of Anazot. The prefecture and the lesser quorum have reached an agreement. The refugee arriving in the city will be offered temporary shelter and provisions. No announcement from the overseers are forthcoming. Uh-oh. Yabai. With current balance of power in Magra and who rules the province. We gotta put, at least 3 or 4. So like we can put the communists in power. Unrest. Harmony. I have a lot of willpower. Give me something to do. Steven's Gambit. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. You hardly found any time for family matters this year. The event taking place in the city keeps you busy at all hours. Tonight, you come home extremely late, but the fireplace in the sitting room is lit. By the fire, you see Stephen with a glass of wine. Your elder brother has been waiting for you. You take a seat in the chair by Stephen's side. Your brother keeps turning his glass with his long fingers. Skamu, we need to talk about Gloria. She flatly refuses to behave as she ought to. Her antics are ruining the family's reputation. If this situation persists, nobility of the sort will be out of question. Brother, I do not wish her ill, but we have no right to sit idly by. Regrettably, Gloria will never truly be a part of Brante family. Origins are too tarnished, so it is our duty to find her a new family. It is high time Gloria got married. No. But we can't just give her our sister to a commoner, can we? But how could any noble wed her, knowing her origins? It's been a stumbling block for a long time, but I finally found a suitable match for her. His name is Jose L. Pelletier. He's a young nobleman of the sort, recently graduated from the college, and now has a position in the city hall. Do you recall a reception several years ago, where he couldn't take his eyes off Gloria? Pelletier has been obsessed with her ever since. Not even her lowly origins can deter her. Admittedly, Gloria does not reciprocate his affection just yet. So let us convince Gloria that becoming Sir L. Pelletier's bride is her chance to escape her current situation. And then let us pray she comes to her senses and put her rebellious way behind her. Isn't this an ideal solution? After marrying L. Pelletier, Gloria will be a noble woman herself. We'll be granting her the freedom she craved since she was a girl. And then she can write poetry and do whatever else her fancy. I'll enter the negotiation with L. Pelletier family. Rumor has it, Jose's father already has a future wife in mind for him, the daughter of an important chancellery officer. But Jose's passion must win out in the end, don't you agree? As for you, Tsukamo, please help me with Gloria. You're closest with her. You can see how beneficial this match will be. She must fulfill her duty to the family that took her in after all. Steven looks at you expectantly. You're at a crossroad. Will you accept your brother's plan or refuse him? Will this marriage be a blessing? And for whom? Yeah. No. Refuse. Like, the reason why is that where is it? Family at peace. If you take a look, Gloria there should not be betrothed. So I want to unite the family because our family unity is at max. So let's refuse. Your words slice through the silence of the sleeping house. You disagree with Steven and will not participate in his plots against your sister. Steven does not say anything, but his grip on the glass tightens. Finally, you hear the sound of the breaking glass, and glimmering shards fall to the floor. Steven passively contempts the blood running down his palm. Pity. What a pity, our grandfather. Sir Gregor is no longer with us. He will make both you and Gloria see reason. Neither of you is capable of grasping what family and blood mean. So I suppose I must bear this burden alone. Steven leaves the room. You are left alone in the front of the dying fire. After conversation last night, Steven mostly stays silent and treats Gloria with pointed courtesy. The family breathed a collective sigh of relief. Could the feud between Steven and Gloria finally be over? You are the only one who is aware of the scheme your brother is concocting. Illegitimate girl. This event, Gloria, indifference, more. Like we're good status with her. Your home is quiet tonight. Father is away, arbitrating disputes in Magram villages. Steven is visiting one of his high-placed patrons. Wait, what is Steven doing other than being a noble? Like, don't he have a job? After a dinner spent in silence, everyone retreats to their chambers. You are about to retire for the night when Gloria calls out to you. Skamu, wait a minute. I have an important favor to ask you. Like, she looks very young here. Like, during the youth, she looks more refined. Like more. She looks way better. Like more adult in her youth than now. Your sister leads you to her long-time refuge, the library. Here in the shadow between the bookcases, you will not be overheard. Brother, I wish to speak with you before Steven returns. His scheming is becoming unbearable. It's beyond Sir Robert's power to stop him, let alone Mother or Nathan. You're my only hope. You shrug. All families argue from time to time, but every quarrel has to end sooner or later. Yes, it will end when Steven finally gets rid of me. As far as he's concerned, I'm just a stumbling block and a stain on his father's good name. He lets me stay in the house only to avoid causing scandal in the high society, But as soon as the Brantes get his precious nobility of sword, I'll be out on the street in a blink of an eye. Skamu, you don't want for me to get kicked out of the family, do you? Please help me. I need to convince Sir Robert to adopt me and make me legitimate. After that, it won't be so easy for Stephen to dispose of me, and then I won't bear the stigma of being a bastard anymore. I know Sir Robert will agree, but only by virtue of the love that he has for our mother. But Stephen is standing in his way. Tell me, will you help me? Of course. An illegitimate child who has never known her father, a stranger in the family. But she was there when we were born, until now. She looks at you with hopeful, pleading eyes. Of course. You gave Gloria a firm embrace. Ever since children, she has always been by your side. The two of you may have different fathers, but she is your sister. And she must remain a member of this family. It is your duty to come to her aid. You will make sure Gloria becomes a Brante. Gloria lets out a sigh of relief and hugs you back. It makes me so happy that you are on my side. You wait for Stephen to come home. Your brother returns from his visit mirthful and in high spirits. This is the perfect moment to have a talk. That went splendidly, brother. Magistrate L. Verman himself will support us. I'm on friendly footing with his son now. It won't be long before we become noble of the sword. But why are we still up? You raised the matter of your sister. The feud between Stephen and Gloria must end. Your brother seems to be unaware of how much damage he is inflicting on the family. But you know how to remedy it. The reason for Gloria is for everything is Gloria's lowly station. She should bear the Brante name. Your brother assumes a bored mien. Don't waste your time, brother. I know what Gloria is after. You mentioned damage to the family. Can you even fathom what this would mean for the Brante name? By allowing a illegitimate child into his family, our father would cover us all in indelible shame. Several generations of Brantes to come would not even dare to dream of becoming the noble of the sword. By the twin gods, I will not let that happen. You attempt to point out Stephen that Gloria's desperate situation is leading her more and more audacious escapades. If your sister becomes a member of the family, she will stop. Believe me, Tsukamu, I want to see Gloria at peace as much as you do, but not at the cost of our entire family's future. Absolutely not. I have a different idea for Gloria, and I'm sure this solution will satisfy everyone involved. Good night. No. You let your sister know of Stephen's vehement denial. Gloria is so vexed she is shaking. So he wouldn't even hear us out. Is that it? He's willing to do anything just to drive me out, isn't he? Tsukamu, we need to think of something. Gloria will continue her battle for the right to stay in the family, and you have promised to help her. Secret plot. Never met her real father. Grew up in a difficult position of an unacknowledged child. Since your departure, she has gotten involved in social struggle in Anazot. Another thing I want to say is that the last Raw riot, we need to grow close to Sophia. But how? Like, I was hoping like we will have like somehow make do with it, but she's not showing any signs, you know? Philippe left Anazot for the capital last night on an urgent business. He gave you both direct and unambiguous order before he left. Cease all activity and wait for him to return. A month of freedom, the entire month of peace. Is this real? Can you finally stop and catch your breath? But unfortunately, you do not even get to enjoy the thought of freedom for long. As noon approaches, Sophia appears in the door of your office. She has risked a visit in the middle of the day. This must be urgent. What brings her here? Glorious on, ring a bell. You know, the High Commander of Magra. And Agnian, my former master, rapist, murderer, all-around piece of shit. I've been keeping tabs on him ever since I got back to Anazot. Here's where it gets interesting, Brante. Turns out Philippe El Ferro isn't the only guy trying to take advantage of the chaos to make a grab for power. There's a noble revolt brewing, way up in the upper echelons. Melana's followers are itching to rebel against Overseer Tempest, and Darius Autumn is one of those heavies. You see where I'm going with this? All Gaius Tempest's authority comes from the Imperial Legion swords, and the guy in charge of them, the High Commander of the province, that's Autumn. And he can't wait to betray the Overseer and hand all that power over to the Archduke. Before that, I got a question. Do the Archnians have 4 lives as well? Like, they didn't mention it. They say like if you die, but that can only be applied to humans. If you die, you're going to, unless it's your time, you're going to be saved by the twins for 3 times. And basically like Dragon Quest, you're going to revive back at the church. If this revolt goes through, everything we've worked for will go up in smoke. We can't let this happen. We need to expose Auden as the traitor, and Auden as the traitor he is, and give Gaius Tempest all the proof. What about Philippe? What does he have to say about this? We don't even know where Philippe is right now. He is incommunicado. We'll have to go against his orders and act on our own. We got no time to waste either. They could spring into action at the drop of a hat. Sophia's voice is trembling. You're not used to hearing her like this. You ask her why is she so eager to take Auden down. Is she out for revenge? I'm more worried about the last straw future than revenge. I'm gonna level with you. If I had my way, I love nothing more than to strangle Auden with my bare hands. Sicking the Overseer on him is the next best thing. As usual, Sophia sounds level-headed, and makes a solid point. But you cannot help but feel she is hiding something. Should we defy Philippe's order and aid her? Is it a good idea to get involved with the struggle of the province's 2 most powerful Archnians? Let's ask her. Ask her to explain herself. You'll put your faith in Sophia as long as she trusts you in return. Of course you will help Sophia with this, but she's doing a disservice by keeping her friends in the dark. Before you go through with this, you would like her to explain it all to you. Sophia's eyes narrow as she studies you, pondering your words. You remain quiet, giving her time, trying to breathe as quietly as you can. Over a minute passes before Sophia speaks again. Okay, Tsukamo, I trust you, so I'll level with you. But if you betray that trust, you'll just about kill me, okay? You think that didn't happen to us back in the secret society with the Lotless? I'm tired. I've been a pawn all my life. An Archnian maid servant, a witch with no will of her own, stuck in a prison. A toy in Philippe's hand. A tiny insect in the divine design. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being a thing. I'm sick of having owners. I'm sick of having following orders. I'm sick of being used for someone else's goals. Well, I'm done. You got that? I'm done. We're doomed, you and me. You're not deluding yourself on that account, are you? Philippe's gonna get us hanged, just like he did in Lotless in Eterna. We'll stay alive as long as we're useful. No amount of loyalty to the secret chancery can save us. But when he decided to get rid of us, I'll be ready. And Darius Auden, you know, he's the worst Archnian of them all. I was his maidservant for years. It was the worst thing that had ever happened to me. Ever. Worse than the House of Humility. Way worse than now. And now, Auden is scheming to betray Gaius Tempest. Just one of his many plots Business as usual. And the thing is, he's never had to pay the price for his own schemes. Other people did. Kids who lost their homes, who have to stay away for scraps, and their fathers hanging themselves from despair. Sophia's voice trails off. She rummages in her pocket, stuffy a hearty pinch of tobacco into a pipe, puffs out a cloud of yellowish smoke. Then she continues. Her voice a calm, lifeless monotone. Okay, and now I have a chance to end it all. If it means putting my life on the line, so be it. Because we're doomed, see? The moment I realized that, I became free. If I can make this world better, I'm gonna try. And I'll keep on trying until I drop. Then why did you betray the Lawless last time. And you're with me, Scammo. That means a lot. For the next 10 days, you watch Arden's house, memorizing the guard's schedule, studying the layout of the mansion, planning escape routes, until, finally, you have the opportunity to act. When night falls, the two of you go there together. There's a carriage at the gate. It all looks familiar. Is there a guest at Arden's mansion? Who cares? There's no turning back now. There's no time. Uh-oh. Is this Steven? Please don't tell me that's Steven. You climb over the tall stone wall and disappear into the dark garden. The sprawling shrubbery conceals you. Perfect timing. A few seconds later, two night watchmen turns the corner about to walk past. Sophia's eyes flare with burning yellow light. The guards fell into deep sleep and collapsed on the spot. You drag them into the shadow. Once you have their keys, your dagger finished them both off. The body dissipates, two lesser deaths. Once inside, in the mansion kitchen, you prick up your ears. You hear the footsteps and muffled voices of Auden and his late night guests. They are too far away for you to recognize a single word, but their voices are coming from the sitting room. This is promising. You need to make your way to Auden's study on the second floor. You sneak to the stair, shrouded in total darkness. Their voices are clearer now. You're trying hard to please both the Overseer and the Archduke Magistrate. Wait. Is that Elborn? You ought to stop that before you lose your seat to someone else. Unless you side with the right people, that is. Remy. Okay, I don't care about him. So Auden, I wholeheartedly share the Archduke's anger, but a revolt, the city will suffer immensely. So you're just a coward then, human. You have wasted enough time on this. You sneak to the upper floor and conceal yourself in Auden's study. So it's all true. Auden's in this thing up to his eyeballs. We're almost out of time. Scum, look for papers. Anything with Miranda's seal on it. We're gonna put the screws to this brick. The two of you hurriedly rummage around the bookshelf, drawers and cabinets. Any note or letter you find that seem even remotely useful, you stuff in a bag. The floorboards creak, the footsteps grow louder and closer. The window! Glass shatters and Sophia jumps through the window frame. The door behind you slams open. Auden dashes into the room with inhuman speed. He grabs the sword from the wall and rushes at you. Out of option, you leap outside just as cold steel slices through your skin on your back. But you're already falling. Sophia helps you to your feet. Don't let them get away. But the High Commander order is futile. No one knows the streets and alleyways of Anazot better than you and Sophia. Because we were born here, we were raised here, so we know the layout. Several hours later, you finally reach the door of the print shop. Take your shirt off. I need to wash that wound of yours. You got lucky. Real lucky. He almost had you. What now? What will she do next? Oh, I'll send Overseer a little gift. I'm sure you will hear about Auden real soon. 3 days later, the papers find their way to Gaius Tempest. He issues an order to relieve Auden of his duties as the High Commander of Magra. Soon after that, the disgraced Agnian departs for Castle Serpenverda, the citadel of his master, Archduke Melandas. That fateful night has left you with a treasure trove of dangerous information, enough to tarnish the reputation of many nobles complicit in the plot. You wisely keep the intelligence to yourself now. It might just come me handy one day. Dishonored. Nice. After falling out in favor with the Overseer of Magra, Auden was stripped of his title and as the military commander of the province. Oh. Rumors are running wild in Anzot. People say that mysterious clandestine society called the Last Straw holds the entirety of the society's seedy underbelly in its clutches. The men and safe houses all over Anzot, plotting and scheming against the nobles and rulers of the province. Their leader is a woman, a ruthless criminal by the name of Sophia. She has evaded all attempts at capture. The common people both fear the Last Straw and sympathize with their cause. If the rumors are true, the city finally has someone who will stop at nothing to help the people claim their rights. But who would have supported this secret organization? How did the insurgents manage to survive this long? No one in the city knows the answer. Metro Verma must assuage the people's fears once again. The vile mutineers and heretics who call themselves the Last Straw will be caught and executed very soon, and anyone who has given them money and shelter will meet the same fate. The secret chancery will make sure of that. But even facing a manhunt, the Last Straw still endures. Slowly but surely, the influence of this underground organization is spreading throughout the city. Discontent going down. Oh my god, it's a barren land now. Like that probably is gonna like cause a lot of unrest. Night falls upon the city, shrouding in the shadows and dotting the sky with stars. The din of the street dies down slowly. Soon, the heavy footstep of gendarme patrols is the only sound. You're at a print shop, tying up the day's loose ends. It's a sudden knock at the door. Sophia walks in without a word, holding a half-empty bag. She heads to the room containing the shop record. Somewhere in there, under piles of paperwork, is a crate of her things in it. Sophia pushes the papers aside and starts shoving her things into the bag. She barely look at what she is doing. What is going on? She freezes, as though nosing you for the first time. Then she pulls up a chair, sits down, and lights her pipe. I was with Philippe just now. I'm leaving. For a long time. Could be a whole year. Gotta recruit pissed off people for the last straw from all over Magra. It thinks we already found everyone here in Azot. Is she going alone? Sophia nods, exhaling smoke. Yep, Philippe's order. Say it's safer that way. He needs you here. Her eyes are trained on you. You notice a yellow light glimmering deep within them. Even without the underground movement, Sophia is just as dangerous as on her own. And Philippe actually thinks she is going to recruit hundreds more people to die for his scheme. Sophia pops out ring after ring. They slowly discard into the air, filling the smoke with acrid smoke. There is no hiding from her light blue eyes. A gentle smile plays on her lips. Just don't botch the whole thing while I'm gone, okay, Brante? Oh, come on. I've been so nice to you. Aren't you gonna be like, at least reciprocate it with some romance? Come on. You nod. An awkward silence follows. Deep inside Sophia's pipe, a red spark flares back to life again. She knew you'd be at the print shop alone tonight. Did she really come here just to tell you this? She does not look away. Confess your love to her. You take a moment to think, then sit next to Sophia. After another pause, you finally speak your mind. You've had this feeling ever since you were a child. You have tried to fight it, tried to ignore it, but it was all in vain. And now, there is no reason to hide it. You remember every moment you spent together, the games you play, her escape from the city, your chance encounter in Eterna. You have both experienced plenty of misfortune in your lives, but you are still happy because you have always been together. Then you say it. I love you. Finally! Is she gonna accept? Oh. I'll always be there for you. I'll keep you safe from the rest of the world. There's nothing I will not do for you. Sophia breathes, as though she has forgotten how to breathe. She instructs you in a harsh whisper. Why are you? This can't be happening. This isn't real. It's never real. Nobody stays. Everybody leaves. One way or another. I'm leaving right now. And then you leave me too. You get down on your knees before Sophia kisses her tobacco-stained fingers. You embrace her with great care, holding her close, stroking her hair. No, you will never leave her. Not ever. Her back grows stiff, but then Sophia's shoulders begin to cry. She is crying. Crying. You never thought it's possible. You wipe the tears out from her eyes. She holds your face in her hand and kisses you on the lips. There's nothing to say. She feels exactly the same. Finally! You cannot stop. You do not want to stop. Your head is swimming in blissful daze. Your mind is all but gone, dissolved in those kisses. The warm caresses so gentle. The whispers so soft and sweet. The beating of your heart. The sound of discarded clothing falling onto the floor. She is so vulnerable, so amazingly, impossibly defenseless. You never thought she would open herself to you like this. And yet, there she is, right by your side, smiling and crying, laughing and kissing, touching and caressing, looking at you so tenderly, all at once. The night lasts an eternity. You are with her, she is yours. The sun rises, she has to leave. You can barely force yourself to let her go. Your kisses follow her to the doorstep. You promise to wait for her. You swear to remain by her side until the very end. Just before the door shuts, Sever gives you a sieve containing a misericord, a long slender dagger. Here, it's for you. May it give you strength. You can do anything. I know it. It's just the way it is. It was amazing, Scamo. The memory of our night together is the most precious thing I'm bringing with me. You'll tide me over until I come back to you. Take care, and don't be afraid of nothing. Our cause is just. She gave you a long, slow kiss, then leaves at last. The door closes quietly behind her. So this is how. The closest person to Sophia. The last one is on your shoulder now, but you're no longer alone. Don't. She's not gonna betray us anymore. She's not gonna betray us anymore. You have become the closest person to Sophia. Ding. The Legion in the city. The unrest in Magra is growing day by the day. Wait, let me check something. We need 2 more. More and more communists are flocked to the streets and square, trying to make their voices heard by the nobility. The crowds have become too large for the Gandalf to disperse. They can no longer be ignored. For the first time in years, the ruling estate seems to have seen the people for the terrifying power they represent. They have all decided to fight fire with fire. In spite of all the resistance offered by the prefect Elborn and Lesser Quorum, the magistrate and aristocracy finally get their way. Overseer Tempest deploys troops to the city. The streets and squares are packed on this ill-fated day. Hidden in the crowd, you watch 2 battalions of Imperial Legion march triumphantly down the streets of Anazot. The banners of Magra and Tempest dynasty soar proudly above the soldier's head. Gaius Tempest leads the battalions himself, atop of a Monian stallion. To his right, you see a young captain of the battalion. He looks familiar. It's Thomas Guerrero. When the procession reaches the Golden Square, it stops so the overseer can address the people. Battalions, defensive formation. The Legion's soldiers spring into action, slamming their weapons against their shields as they move. Their ranks shift in eerie harmony down to the last man, like an enormous uncanny machine, and they all stop at once in an instant. The square grows silent, the overseer booming voice echoes for all to hear. People of Anazot, I've heard your cry for help and come to the city accompanied by my loyal soldiers. The Imperial Legion will bring order to Anazot and put an end to all riots and crime. These soldiers will protect you from the schemes and rebellious nobles, insidious insurgents, and anyone else who speaks to spark unrest. Oh, I thought that he's there to crush us. Oh god, that's such a relief. I'm Gaius Tempest, the overseer of Magra and Anazot. By the Emperor's decree, I rule this land. Those who question my rule, question the Emperor's rule as well. And they will be executed as rebels and insurrectionists. Now, if you ask me, I wish that there's a comma over here. You hear whispers throughout the square. The Legion's arrival is a harbinger of change. But how drastic will this change be? Even at home, the Legion is the only topic of conversation during dinner. Thanks, the twin Gaius Tempest has finally decided to act. Those lowborn scum have grown far too insolent of late. They ought to be reminded of their place with an iron fist. Intimidating the people won't do any good, Stephen. They have valid reason to take the streets. But instead of hearing them out, the overseer is hiding behind the soldiers. It's disgusting. I think Gloria is right. Everyone's really scared. A lot of my friends want the Legion to leave the city too. Those friends of yours know nothing, Nathan. Their lot is to work and suffer, not wag their tongues. Oh, we're sorry, Sir Stephen. We forgot that only blue bloods can rule. Too bad all that inbreeding hasn't made them any smarter. Enough bickering, you two. We clearly don't understand what's going on here. The purpose of the Overseer move is first and foremost to thwart the plot against him set in motion by Archduke Melanida's loyal cliques of nobles. The commoners are a secondary matter. Yeah, but at least we took up Auden, okay? Because Auden is Melanida's strongest ally, and since we basically defanged him, hopefully that Overseer Tempest will have the upper hand. By the way, Skamo, I heard the battalion is being led by an old schoolmate of yours. He hasn't told you anything about what Gaius Tempest is up to, has he? You have not seen Thomas in a long time. He has not told you anything. That's too bad. Oh well, I suppose time will tell. Whatever the reason, Legion is here in Anazoth, and it is a force that must be reckoned with. And as luck would have it, Thomas is in command of it. Is there any chance for you to turn this situation to the last straw advantage? You give Thomas the name of the novel. You ask him to violate his order and let the people protest? No. Like, I don't want to use Thomas. Even though that we can, like, that's not the best like, we'll be sacrificing Thomas. You are prepared to give Thomas the name of the covenant? No. This is for the secret chapter. We are not going for that. Okay? We are not going for the secret, for the spy network. We are gonna go for unrest, okay? You give Thomas the name. I wonder what will it do. We're almost at the end here. Like, I need the unrest to be at 9 or 10, because the last straw riot, unrest 9 and 10. I'm going for this. But I don't want to sacrifice Thomas. I don't want to sacrifice Thomas. Denounce the rebellious nobles to Thomas? Okay, let me think. If I denounce all the rebellious nobles, then like the people are more free in the city. But we do need, you know, the Overseer Tempest in charge. Okay, if anything fails, then this will have to redo the chapter. Because like I said, my main thing is that I want the unrest to be at 9, at least 9, okay? But like, we do need the Overseer Tempest to also be there. It's like the second thing, because like, if Overseer fell, then Melanidas is going to be the Overseer again, and it's gonna be an iron fist afterwards. So it's better to denounce the rebellious nobles to Thomas. You and Thomas have known each other ever since you were boys. You used to play on these very streets, pretending to be heroes of old, fighting the great battles of the past. Now Thomas commands the legion of soldiers sent to Anazoth to quash the unrest. and you command the last straw and have spent several years preparing the city for full-scale revolt. There it is, the ruins of Shah Milanda's palace. The remains of your childhood fort still stand among the crumbling stonework. You wait for Thomas. He arrives alone, without any soldiers to guard him. He wears a suit of armor and the vibrant cloak of commanding officer, a sword by his side. His shoulders have grown broader, and he threads firmly. You spot a few early grey threads in his hair. Hello, Scammer. Good to see you. You shake your old friend's hand and congratulate him on his promotion. Oh, it's nothing, but that was a good idea. Meeting here like this. And look, that's our old fort. Can you believe it's still there after all these years? It feels like a dream when I'm back in Anathoth. So much has happened. I've become a nobleman, joined the Legion, got promoted to captain, but everything here is still just as it was. Even those old wooden planks we lugged all the way here are still standing. You interrupt Thomas' reminiscences. There's no time for nostalgia. You have something important to discuss. Thomas' face grows serious. I'm listening, Scammo. It's not about you. You explain. It is about Thomas himself. He has gone to Anathoth for so long, been gone from Anathoth for so long, he may have trouble understanding the state of contemporary of noble society. There is something he needs to know. You show your friend a stack of notes and letters stolen from On's mansion. Surely On has heard about the nobles plotting a revolt against the overseer in the name of Archduke Melandas. Yeah, I heard about that. That treasonous whoreson On was caught red-handed. The overseer got some of his letters, but none of them ever implicated other nobles. Thomas considered the letter a moment, then points at them and turns to you. Is this what I think it is? So, it was you? You were the one who exposed On. Exactly, you reply. And these documents are enough to implicate the rest of the traitors. Alright, Brante, I gotta admit, I'm surprised. Although I guess I ought to thank you for what you did to On. You have no idea how much easier my life got when he fled Magra. The overseer is really worried about those rebellious nobles. If you have their names, please give them to me. Save the city from bloodshed. But where did you get these papers? There is a question he should not have asked, but still, you answer him truthfully. You serve the Empire as an agent of the Secret Chancellery. The old friend falls silent for a moment, clearly stunned by the news. Oh, Brante, very well. What do you want for those papers? What you want is to have a few of those scheming nobles disappear on the way to the dungeons. Surely Thomas understands that this is in everyone's best interest. Your friend hesitates for a moment, then finally makes up his mind. Alright, Scammo, if you say so. Life sure is strange, don't you think? I mean, who could have guessed this is where the tweets would take you? You and Thomas shake hands, embrace, and part ways. Your friendship began here all those years ago. Will you ever see each other again? I think this one here we will see him again, but I just hope that he won't turn his sword against us. Over the course of next week, the nobles you reported to nobles leave Anathoth one by one. Some are taken in chain, arrested for plotting revenge or revolt. Others manage to escape on their own and take shelter at Archduke Milanda's castle. Still others find themselves imprisoned in the last straw subterranean hideouts. You order Oliver to beat every last drop of information about the Archduke's plan out of them, then eliminate them. The nobler they are, the louder they scream. They are a dried, delicate bunch, boss. Gotta find me a cell with thick walls. Having dealt with the noble plot in Anathoth, the battalions leave the city and return to Castle Annery. Give me a second. A struggle of power. I think this one will put the commoners in power. Magra is poor now. Okay. Unrest went down! Unrest went down. Damn, this is bad. The people have seen the Legion in action. They will be far more reluctant to take the streets and make demands now. For a time, Anathoth enjoys a shaky, unsteady semblance of peace and quiet. Reputation. Will I make it in time for the last straw rebellion? Usual suspects. Huh? Philippe has chosen an unusual meeting place tonight. Analog Marble Bathhouse is a place only nobles are allowed to enter, but tonight, in accordance to your advisor's will, its doors are open to you. The staff treat you to sub-service, typically reserved for real noblemen. You are shown to a magnificent hall with a ceiling supported by centuries-old columns and left at home. The reflection of 100 candle flames dance across the walls and the water in the marble pool. You notice a bowl of candied fruit and bottle of wine. There are no other patrons. It's more likely the only time you will ever see the inside of the bathhouse. Philippe rarely uses the same meeting place twice. After a while, you muster enough courage to enter the water. It is very warm. You lie on your back and float. Your body relaxes and a pleasant feeling of drowsiness creeps over you. Let me guess, we're gonna get caught. You are startled by the echoing footsteps and the percussive thudding of a cane. Philippe is approaching. Several burly men lead by Oliver Moss behind him. You get out of the water and reach for your clothes, but Moss steps onto your garment, preventing you from covering yourself. Hello there, Brante. Philippe's men surrounded you. The advisor taps the floor with his cane. The sound of echoes off the marble walls. Droplets of water from your wet hair run down your back, causing you to shiver. Are you really naive enough to think you could conceal your betrayal from me, Brante? I'm the advisor of the Secret Chantry. I know all about the deals you made behind my back. But I'll give you one last chance to save yourself. Confess your betrayal, and maybe, just maybe, I won't draw you in this pool like a runt. Nope. Deny your guilt. You need to remain calm. Huh? Reddit recap again? Okay. You need to remain calm. Philippe does not know anything for sure. He's just fishing. The advisor is a hard man to deceive, but you have learned a lot over the years. Looking Philippe straight in the eye, you tell him that this test makes no sense. None of your enemies could possibly have counted on your help. Not even for a second. You have made no deals, you have conspired with no one, you have not betrayed the Sir Advisor. You are loyal to him and him alone. Philippe gazed you at the moment, then snapped his fingers. Moss lifted his foot from your clothes, his man moved aside a bit. Fine, Brante, you passed the test. Your loyalty is admirable. I need a man in Magra I can trust. You may stay here until midnight. A loyalty deserves to be rewarded. Damn this guy! Holy shit! They leave. You sit down right on the marble floor, trying to calm your pounding heart. Just a little bit longer, you would have involuntarily given yourself away. Imagining your limp body floating in the pool, you feel no desire to stay. You wait a little while, then go home. Damn, that's a lot of willpower! Huh? Isn't this the priest? The patriarch? Right? Father Cassius? It is late. You're preparing to go home when a priest with a long staff walks into the print shop. You recognize him immediately. He's the abbot of the Silver Tree, the new faith in Anazot, Father Leonard. Leonard. I must apologize for visiting you so late an hour. Still, I'm glad you're here, Scamo. I'm Father Leonard. You may have not been to a sermon of mine, but I do not believe we have ever spoke in person. I've come to you regarding a rather delicate matter, but I have made aware that your print shop often deals in matters such as these. Who the hell opened up their mouth? I believe you know Cassius. Magra's current patriarch has not recognized the new faith. Our numbers are great, but the patriarch thinks we are just another heretical sect. My teacher Patriarch Fotis was betrayed and murdered before he could have his doctrine recognized. The light of the new faith struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. But I'm determined to make sure Fotis' teachings get the same recognition as respect in Magra as the teaching of Isacius. 1 month from today is an important day of the new faith, the anniversary of Patriarch Fotis' murder. I wish to gather my flock at the place of his cruel death to address Patriarch Cassius and demand recognition for our faith. If several thousand new believers gather in the city, the Patriarch will have no choice but to heed our call. But in order to bring all these people to Anazot, I need your help, Brante. I know you can only print my appeal, but also distribute it throughout the province. In the city of Anazot, the new believers stand firmly united, but our brethren are isolated from one another in the rest of the province. I have no way of reaching them through the temples. The Inquisition and priests of the old faith will never let my summons spread throughout Magra, but you can achieve what I cannot. I've written my appeal down for you. Please print it and see that my summons spread through every corner of Magra. I want every Magran new believer to realize that now is the time to stand up for our doctrine. I will summon them to the silver tree on the day of Fotis' death. Maybe this is where we can get the last straw riot, but I'll need 3. This is gonna be hard. Patriarch Fotis claimed that the truth that he revealed to Isacius is not the only way to serve the twins. The doctrine of the new faith frees its followers from the strict shackles of the lot and teaches them to seek their own path to the peak of the shining pillar. Commoners free from lots, refusing to do nothing but work and suffer. Lowly peasants claiming the right to rule and wage war. New believers ready to take up arms and fight for their faith. If they receive Father Leonard's summons, they will likely flock to the streets of Anazot. You glance over the handwritten page the abbot has given to you. Brothers and sisters who have heard and received the word of Patriarch Fotis as your own faith, you have been summoned. Come to the place where our teacher's life was tragically cut short on the day of his demise. We will meet there in the shade of the silver tree to honor the memory of Patriarch Fotis and complete his life's work. We will make ourselves heard by Patriarch Cassius. We will demand that the church recognize the new faith as equal to the teachings of Saint Isacius. We will make camp in the city, and we will not leave until the demands are met. Father Leonard has a great following among the people. His summons could have significant repercussion in Anazot. What should you do? Eloquence. Theology. Fulfill his request. So bad. A little bit more. All other orders are cancelled. You focus on your efforts on printing Father Leonard's summons. Once the leaflets are done, they are spread throughout the province by people you trust. New believers soon begin to leave small Magran towns and villages and head to Anazot. The city authorities soon take note of the pilgrims arriving in great numbers every day. 1 week before Patriarch Fotis' memorial, the Anazot shuts its gates. But the thousands of new believers already inside its walls are outraged, and the gendarmes are forced to reopen the city. The prefecture, the Inquisition, the Legion, none of them are ready to contend with the masses of new believers united by a common purpose. On the day of Patriarch Fotis' death, Father Leonard addresses his flock with a sermon, then leads the inspired followers to the residence of Patriarch Cassius. One against immense crowd, Cassius has no choice but to accept their demands. He recognizes the new faith as equal to the teaching of Isacius and grants the new faith priests in Magra freedom to preach their doctrine as they see fit. Most of the new believers soon leave the city for their homes. However, some commoners choose to remain in Anazot. These several days of sudden chaos have ruined several of your secret chancellery best laid plans. Your spy network operations are also disrupted. Once more, the people eventually learned that your print shop was involved with the affair. As a consequence, your family falls out of favor with the gentry, who still respect the teaching of Isacius. Father Leonard and his flock, on the other hand, are sincerely grateful to your assistance. I would never have been I could have never assembled so many people without your aid, Brante. If you ever need help, we will gladly stand by your side. Yeah. Yeep. Shit. Uh-oh. The lesser evil. Secret plot. I just hope that since we did the test just now, I hope like he will not call me in after this, because last time, oh, we were at 3. Oh my god, I thought we were at 2, because at 2 then we will trigger another event. A year has passed since the day Gloria asked for your protection. You have brought up her lowly position several times in conversation with father, but every time his face darkens and he asks you to stop. You can feel Steven's influence behind these refusals. The only option is to wait for something to change. Meanwhile, emotions are running high in the family. Gloria disappears for days at a time. She's often seen in the company of young citizens of low estate. Father constantly lectures Gloria, telling her friends are libertines and troublemakers, and connection with these will lead to her downfall. Your sister obediently lends an ear to his speeches, then vanishes again. You're relaxing in the bath after a long day when you suddenly hear rapid footsteps in the hallway and Steven's angry voice. The door to the bathroom bursts open. Scammo, get dressed. We are waiting for you in the sitting room. It's urgent. Perplexed, you get out of the tub and make yourself presentable. Father and Steven are waiting for you in the sitting room. Gloria is huddled in a chair in the corner. Your elder brother swiftly locked the door behind you. This bodes ill. So I was on my way to abol the El Labarius mansion. I was already on their doorstep when a servant told me that he had been ordered to turn me away. They will not have anything to do with a family whose offspring is a member of the secret society. Father, Scammo, whom do you suppose they mean? It's not me, right? Gloria looks at Steven defiantly, her lips pursed tightly. This is the last straw. Well, it is the last straw. It is the last straw. You got that right. The last straw, right? You will make a pariah of us all, Gloria. I will not allow you to read everything Sir Gregor worked for. Steven is nearly screaming, but then he pulls himself together and continues in a more composed manner. I'm afraid Lady Gloria cannot remain in this house, but being honorable people, we must provide for her future. Sir Jose L. Pelletier is willing to take her as his lawful wife. Gloria, you will be accepted into a household of nobles of the sword. I've been negotiating with your suitor for quite some time. Who gave you the right to decide my fate behind my back? You are not even the head of this family. Gloria, you must abide by the decision of your elders. This family has done so much for you already. Now, I'm even going to provide you with a good match. But you're acting like a spoiled child. You'll be a nobleman's wife, you fool. You'll be able to write your poems you want for nothing. You'll be able to enjoy your life. Sir L. Pelletier has been hounding me for a year now. I can't believe he's in love with me, a lowly common girl. Sure, he's easy on the eyes. He's a skilled warrior and respected nobleman. But he needs a wife to give birth to his heirs, follow him around obediently, and at social gathering. Pretty scabbery. Can't you see I don't belong in his family? But I do think that she can fall in love with him. Stuff and nonsense. Father, here is the letter to the L. Pelletiers. Sign it as the head of the family. We should invite our future relatives to our house and introduce ourselves to Gloria's future husband and his parents. I hope that Scum will do his part as well. Father reluctantly skims the letter and frowns. Steven, why have you never spoken to me about such a matter of importance? No match can be made without my consent. Have I announced for my wish for Gloria to be married? Father, she leaves us no choice. You know we cannot make Gloria a Brante. But our family reputation still suffers because of her rebellious way. Don't you see that this marriage will benefit everyone? Gloria speaks to her feet, choking with rage. You'll do anything to prevent me from joining this family. This marriage will bring nothing but sorrow to me and El Pelletier. All you ever think about is your own interests. Ingrate, I'm looking out for you. This is how you repay me? or would you prefer to be cast out for your disgraceful antics? Father, please sign the letter and free us all from this debacle once and for all. Gloria rushed towards you in desperation and clasped your hands. Brother, please, you promised me you never let them kick me out. Court of Honor ban? Threatened Steven. You have known for a long time about your brother's secret affair. Yes, this is what I was hoping for. Like, during our childhood, we found out that he's in love with another girl, and that girl is supposed to marry a higher ranking nobleman. You threaten to expose it unless Steven relents. You approach Steven with a sly grin. It's time to share some old secrets. Long ago, you saw Steven at the estate of Duke El Velasco and learned about your brother's forbidden tryst. He has been in love with the Duke's daughter ever since he was a youth. But the old Duke would never give his daughter to the son of a humble judge, would he? Steven's face is distorted by pain and rage. You have struck a nerve. You keep the onslaught. Steven and the Duke's daughter have been lovers ever since. In spite of her marriage of many years, it seems your brother wasn't strong enough to end this forbidden affair. Is this how he strives to improve the family reputation? You conniving little sneak! And what are you doing? You've been shadowing me ever since you were a boy, so you finally decided to play your hand, have you? You replied calmly to his outburst. Either Steven stepped down, or high society will learn of his affair with the Duke's daughter. You cannot dictate Gloria's fate as though she were his property. And Gloria must become a Brante and is a full member of the family. This is the only way to make sure this never happens again. Scum, you backstabbing wretch, and you aren't? You know I'll do whatever it takes to save my beloved reputation. You shrug. If Steven truly treasured Maria's reputation so much, he would have ended their affair long ago. Steven lets out a bitter sigh. I never knew what a pitiless scoundrel you are, and you aren't? Fine, you win. But if you so much as mention Maria again, I'll kill you on the spot, and from this day forth, you are no brother of mine. The door slams loudly. Steven rushes down the steps, saddles his horse, and is gone. Father and Gloria are still in shock. Kamu, what have you done? Steven will never forgive you for this, and he might never come home again. You offer Father an explanation. Steven was trying to seize control of this family. He wanted to decide its fate as he saw fit. He thought himself as a second Gregor Brante, but the Brantes had had their fill of tyrants. You take the ladder of marriage and tear it to shreds. Gloria lets out a quiet shriek. Give me a second. Unity in the family. Steven Brante killed in the duel. Secret plot. Okay. You continue the same passion. Father made his choice long ago. It was grandfather who tried to oust Mother and Gloria from this home for the crime of their low birth. Father has the right to choose his own family. Father sighs deeply, pulling himself together. You're right, Skamu. I have to admit it. My fear of your grandfather was too strong. But those days are over. Gloria is Lydia's daughter and the daughter of my wife. And she's my daughter as well. Gloria is shaking now. She cannot believe her ears. Dishonor does not frighten me. Gossip does not frighten me. Come to me, my daughter, Gloria Brante. Gloria falls onto her adoptive father's shoulder, racked by silent tears. Father. You join the embrace. Gloria squeezes your hand with hers, your sister's eye glimmering with joy and gratitude. Bad blood. You defied your elder brother and now holds a grudge against you. Let me see. Can we still be have unity in the family? At home. Your sister was adopted by father and is now a Brante. "26 years old. After many years, the simmering, unceasing hostility between Overseer Gaius and Tempest Overseer Gaius Tempus and Archduke Melandas have finally come to an end. The Archduke has abandoned all attempts to collect additional taxes from the people. By my grace, I hereby release the common people of Magra from the Archduke's tax. All hail the dynasty of Melandas, which has protected you since the time immemorial. Protect? You've been a tyrant to them. You killed so many by his reign. Like, I still remember when we were young. He basically like blew up the mines, and a lot of people die of true death. The farmers and merchants can finally heave a sigh of relief. Unexpectedly, the Archduke soon withdraw from all provincial affairs, sequestering himself in his ancestral castle, Serpenberta. The gentry who remain loyal to the Archduke are baffled. Has he accepted the defeat at the hands of the overseer? Or is this just an elaborate ruse? It's most probably he's giving up, because we turn in the nobles that are supporting him, because to overseer, to Thomas, and he basically put all of them in the cell, and our guy managed to extract more information. Oh god, this is good. Either way, the Archduke is out of picture. The senior gentry of Magra have lost some of their influence to the overseer and his retinue of budding dynasties and nobles of the mantle. The feud between the two Archduke rulers have ended, but the noble estate has been split nonetheless. The common people see this yet as another reason to demand change. Okay, finally, we improved the wealth of Magra. Oof. One more for communists in power. Okay, before that, can we get unity in the family? Okay, probably we can. Okay, like we met all of the conditions. Gloria Brante. Robert adopts Gloria and she becomes full-fledged Brante. Why isn't this? Did it just happen, Gloria Brante? Oh my god. Now the Archduke Melanidas has yielded in his struggle for power, the city of Anazot is enjoying a moment of respite. But your gut tells you to stay on your guard. The powerful Archduke noble has relinquished some of his power, and someone will surely make an attempt to seize it. You tell your people to watch the city closely and report anything even the slightest suspicious to you right away. At first, they mistake your unease for unfounded paranoia, but your gut feeling soon proves to be true. Late one night, a leader barges to the print shop, clearly excited. Fuad's found something big. You gotta see this. The crazy priest, or the reggae priest. Yep, the reggae priest. She takes you to the north gate. Fuad is waiting for you in a dark back street next to a sizable wooden crate. The old man lifts the heavy lid with a groan. Yeah, my friend, take a look. You take a step closer and freeze involuntarily. A little managed a nervous chuckle. Fuad wipes beads of sweat from his brow. Inside the crate are at least 24 gunpowder muskets, along with bullets and pouches of lead balls. With a couple of kegs of gunpowder, this will be enough to arm a full squad. You cannot help but to recall the convicts' revolt in Illyria 3 years ago. Nowadays, anyone who is suspected of owning firearms similar to guns they use is sent to the gallows at once. Where did Fuad find all of this? The old man lifts a finger, eager to enlighten you. So, I was doing my watch, just like you asked, in a nice little place by the gate. And then I see a loaded wagon with 3 sturdy fellows on it. They look every bit like ordinary workmen, except there's something funny about them. They keep whispering and fidgeting, all odd like, so I think maybe they're the last straw, right? So I wanted to shush them, tell them to calm down, but the twins told me I better wait. And then, BAM! They get stopped by a patrol. The Gandalfs keep asking them questions, but before you know it, they ask to see what's in the crate. Well, that was that. The youngsters were all over the Ganders before I could blink, and they did a real number on them. I tell you what, the Ganders barely managed to cry for help before they got knocked out. The guys started bickering. They ended up dumping the crate down an alley and scattering. The Ganders came to and stumbled after them. Everybody forgot about the crate. I thought I ought to see what all the fuss was about. When I saw what was in there, I dragged the crate off to the side and called you right away. You give the packing crate a closer look and notice a trademark branded on the side. It's a crate from Mayor Eggman's mine. It usually contains silver. So Eggman is smuggling firearms into the city now, and men who know about it are being hunted by the prefecture. They will not be able to hide it for long, and once they are finally caught, it will not be long before Philippe hears about these weapons. You stare at the guns, lost in thought. Where did Eggman procure these weapons? Are there more of them stashed throughout the city? You might not have all the answers, but you still have to do something. Yeah. Seize the guns for yourself. I have my own army. These firearms are incredibly valuable, but they ought to put to good use. You therefore have to find a wagon of your own so you can hide the crate somewhere else, somewhere safe. And the Ganders, they're patrolling the city. They'll be sure to search us if they see us. Let Alida take care of it. A few carefully orchestrated street brawls along your route ought to distract the Ganders long enough for you to pass. Got it. Like, I trust Alida. Like, the last rock insurgent and conspirator, hardened enemy of the old order. One of the first to join the last straw. She's a bright young woman that wishes for change. A few hours later, you reach your safe house. You hide the crate of guns under some sackcloth in the same cave where you keep the gunpowder. With a weapon like these, your loyal man will be transformed into a powerful army. But for now, you have to keep them a secret. You return to the print shop at dawn. Tired and aching after a sleepless night, Boss is waiting for you when you arrive. Tired, Brante? Well, no rest for the wicked. Sir Philippe wants to meet you in the Arctus Garden in an hour. Don't be late. He's ain't in the best of moods. Philippe seldom, if ever, meets anyone in person. You nod to Moss and send him away, trying to keep your hands from shaking. Sand scrapes beneath your heels. The shade from the trees in the city garden provides barely any respite from the beating sun. There is no one here. Sir Philippe awaits you on a little bench at the far end of a garden path. The advisor is surrounded by a flock of birds, muttering softly. Philippe feeds them a tiny scrap of bread from a small loaf. You take a seat next to him. When Philippe finally speaks to you, you're surprised to hear a sincere, friendly warmth in his voice. Huh? You know, Scammer, life has taught me an important lesson. When somebody does their job and does it well, that's a worthy respect. It's a shame it doesn't apply to you. You tamp down on the rising panic. You cautiously ask what you have done to disappoint Sir Philippe. May Eggman tried to spark an armed uprising right under your nose. You see, his men have been smuggling firearms into the city. He was hoping to arm his miners and send them off to demand justice. Were you aware of this, Brante? The friendly warmth in his voice is gone. No, you are not, you tell him, trying to keep your voice steady. Not in the slightest. Philippe seems to believe you. He sneers at your reply. I know you weren't, but your job is to be, Brante. You're the ringleader of every riot in the city, are you not? But you didn't catch this, Brante. Eggman have slipped through our fingers if the Ganders haven't reacted in time. And then the twins alone know what he would have done. But now we own Eggman, head to toe, thanks to the twin. I interrogated him myself. When he realized that we were accusing him of, he didn't even try to hide it. He gave up all his men as soon as I pressed the issue. They've been smuggling guns here for several months now. All the way from Illyria, they stash all across the city. Even Eggman doesn't know where they all are. It won't be easy for my agents to find them all. Even the crate of smugglers brought here last night has disappeared. So you and the last round need to keep an eye out for the guns. Got it? You avoid your gaze and nod. Eggman will hang as soon as our revolt begins. Don't disappoint me again unless you want to swing next to him. Brante, you are only alive as you're useful. He stands up, throws the bread on the ground and leaves. The birds in front of the bench tear into the loaf, ripping it into pieces, and the sound of Philippe's cane fades into the distance. A cold shiver runs down your spine as you watch them. The advisors suspected nothing. Oh no! Oh no! But now you have even more question for. May Eggman is a bold man, but that smuggling guns to the city, that is too much. Someone must have put the old man up to it. And that someone is certainly dangerous. You need to stay on your guard. Give me a second. Scheming. Give me a second. I have to redo this. I didn't expect that. Okay, give me a second. Let me quickly go through this. Okay? Damn, at this late date. Okay. We're probably gonna stay here for like another 10 minutes. Oh my god. And this one we talk to Nathan. Sympathy. We don't need to do so many manipulation early on. Like try to level up other skills as well. Rebels. I think we should hire spies so that we can be more safe a bit. If there's one thing the capital and the lawless have taught you, is how to find the right people of sort. People who are willing to get their hands dirty. People who are ready to spy, follow, intimidate, steal, and break into other people's home, all without asking too many questions. Here in Enzot, there are plenty of people like that, even more than in the capital. There are many reasons for this. Archduke Melandas, Overseer Gaius both try to assert their rule. The Lesser Quorum struggle against the Magistrate Elverman, the clash between the two faiths. It has all served to make the people of this city more desperate than ever. If we can hire people who make sense to you, those are people who can and will do anything, any job if the price is right. All it takes to earn their loyalty is money. You do not need to entrust them with much information. They ask few questions and do what they are told. If they ever get caught, they will never tell anyone that might bring you harm to you. Give a second. You know that you will they will hang on tight to this kind of job. Some of them pay off the gambling debt. Others owe a small fortune to loan shark. Still, others need a place to hide from the law. For the promise of a coin, they will do whatever you ask, in and out of the print shop. And for the right price, any single one of them will break the law without a second thought. Okay, this will give us some you know, leeway with Philippe. Share the news with capital. Up. Rock and a heart, please. Send Gloria to Valona. Send Gloria to Valona. Eloquence. Last straw. Side with Sophia. Side with Sophia. Distaste. Affection. And he hearts on fire. Publish a book of their poetry. Foment some unrest. Moderate means peacetime. The Archduke and the Overseer. Give the jewels to the prominent nobles as gifts. Modest position. Concerned citizen, Mayor Eggman. This one we have to side with him, so we're gonna keep him a secret. Keep this conversation a secret. Secret plot. So remember, we need to, like, you know, protect him from. In other words, we cannot have our you know, personal guard have dinner with Thomas. Prepared to do anything. Gunpowder. Make deal with Mayor Eggman. We are not gonna lose anything. Diplomacy. Obtain gunpowder. Call of the ancestors. Here. Side with father. Like in my family, like Gregor is without doubt my, you know, is on the end of the spectrum, but above him is Steven. Errors of you. I think we explain ourselves to him this time. I want to see how it goes. The errors of your youth. I gotta get out of the city. You ask Gustav to put down the weapons down. The nervous man considered your word, then slowly put the cleaver on the floor. You step closer and sit next to him. You tell Gustav that some of the Lawless managed to evade the secret chancery. Omitting certain details, you name other members who were able to rescue from the slaughter. For all you know, they could still be fighting a good fight in Eterna. The struggle against the Imperial rule is far from over, you assure him. This is why you come back to Anazot, to keep fighting. But I thought you just ran off. Sold us out and disappeared. So, I guess I was wrong? Yes, he was wrong. You tell him about the last straw. This is bigger than a march now. You're planning a full-fledged riot. You're organized and well-trained, and you will still need people who are willing to fight for freedom. You offer Gustav a job and a place to stay. Will he join you once more? Will he keep fighting? Gustav nods eagerly. There are tears in his eyes. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. I was so wrong about you, Tsukamu. I thought I was all alone. I thought the fight was over, and we lost. I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me. I'm on your side. Our cause is just. You pat your old friend on the back. You have one request from him, however. Gustav must never tell a soul about the Lawless and Lawless and your and Sophia part in the march. You do not want the members of the new organization to be discouraged by your past failures. There is no room for error now. Even the slightest mishap could ruin everything. He nods in understanding. Alright, my lips are sealed. I'll never mention the Lawless to you again, or to anyone else, for that matter. You shake on it. It's like 4 more years, right? If I'm not wrong, we are 26-year-old last time I checked. This one we gave it to Gloria. Yeah, Sophia, sorry. Agree. Ready for struggle. Okay. Chat with the magistrate. What do you say, Brante? Evade the question. Reputation? My willpower goes down. But don't worry, there's a lot of chances for me to go to improve. Relations, tarnish honor, manipulation, father mark, one more, eloquence. Drink the book in secret. People are ready for the struggle. Dum. Conditions are met. 8. Sound and fury. We can't do this. To prevent bloodshed, you take charge of the disturbances yourself. Let's see what will happen if we choose this. The only way to avoid bloodshed is to take charge of the disturbances yourself. Finding the ringleaders of the protest proved to be a simple task. Excited by your offered support, they are eager to talk to you. The meeting takes place at night. The dim candlelight casts shadows on their worn faces. You see an ancient-looking woman in the moth-eaten silk garment, a stout middle-aged woman or workman, a grey-eyed old man wearing a white tunic of the new faith priest. You ask them whether they understand that a massacre is about to happen. All the nobles need is a single attack by the commoners, and the overseer will seek the legion on them. Yeah, you're right. None of us want bloodshed. But what are we supposed to do if they won't listen to us? Basil Young. A wealthy commoner owned a dye work built on the land owned by Sir L. Avila. What are you suggesting? The commoners already live their lives buried beneath staggering burden of their lot. The nobility rules over them without realizing how dependent they are on their subordinate. There is a way to remind them of this, and it will not require any bloodshed. All they need to do is stop working, and the peasants do not take to the field. If the merchants do not open their shops, the miners abandon their pickaxes, and the nobles will suffer along with them. It will not take long for them to see that the province is on the brink of ruin. The overseer will have no choice but to relent. They ponder your words. Are you suggesting that we lose what little income we have left? Our children are already starving as is. Owner of a jewelry store, matriarch of a vast and prosperous family of commoners. Ah, she's a Steiner house. Exactly, the people have earned a pathetic pittance for their back-breaking labor. If the overseer ignores the lesser quorum plea, many will not survive the winter. It is a frightening proposition, but it will be worth it. But we'll need time to persuade the others, but we'll try. The next day, the city comes to a standstill. The commoners of Anizot, including those who did not dare to take to the streets, refuse to work until the overseer hears them out. The streets are buried in sand, the shops are closed, the factories are empty, the unplowed fields are choked with weeds. Many nobles resort to force in an attempt to make their servants return to work, but the common folk dutifully accept their punishment without resuming their labor. Overseer Tempest refuses to send legion against people who have not even attempted to arm themselves. Confronted by their own helplessness, the nobles ask for clergy for aid. But to their surprise, the priests of the new faith, led by Abbot Leonard, support the common folk. The people of Anizot who have been chosen labor as their lot must be justly remunerated for it and rather than extorted by taxation and left penniless. What kind of obedience can you expect from starving people? Only a week passes before the nobles of Anizot are ready to negotiate with the lesser quorum. The petition finally reaches the overseer. Magistrate Al Verman has the honor to announce the response. His Grace Gaius Tempus has learned of this hardship of the people. Now hear his will. An appeal from the people of Magra has reached my ears. The misery of the lowborn is great indeed. An honorable government must support his subjects. I hereby command the nobles of Anizot to pay taxes to the treasury of Magra for the next year. During the same year, the taxes of the lowly estate shall be halved. He will return home to find father bent over his ledger. As a nobleman of the mantle, he will be one of the first to pay the new tax. This is the first victory the people has ever achieved. It may not be a revolt, but it demonstrates to the citizens of Anizot are ready to fight for their future. In your note to Philippe, you remarked that you have avoided bloodshed just as the advisor wanted to. Oh, we increased the wealth. Oh hell, that's good. Oh, that's sweet. French. The guns of Illyria? Gunpowder. I think we've read this. But it was Eggman. Okay. Last wave. Don't need. Alert L Verman. We're already at max. We're already at max unrest. We can lower it down a bit. Like balance it out a bit. Procession to the tree. Festival of the Sever tree. Appeal to mother. Appeal to mother. Harmony. Manipulator. See, we don't even need to do much, and our manipulation and scheme, goes up. A moment of respite. Two more years. A couple more events. Emperor's heir in danger. This is where we start the stream earlier on. Bring her to dinner. This is very important because this is why Augustus Alborn actually sided with us. Affection. Stephen Brante. Stephen's Gambit. Refuse. I do not want to take part with you. Next is Gloria's one. Help Gloria. Help her become Gloria Brante. Secret plot. Getting even. Ask her to explain herself. This is a very important scene. Each time. hard goodbye. This is where we fall in love. Promise to protect her. Confess your love to her. We're gonna fall in love. Trusting. Grown close. You become the closest person to Sophia. Come on, let's go up a bit. A bit more legion in the city. This part here, denounce the rebellious nobles of Thomas. Like that's why like the we saw just now Melanidas basically denounce his power a bit and like free the people a bit from the taxation. This one, deny your guilt. I'm at max, so you can't do anything to me. An urgent deal. Fulfill his request. Schism. Okay, this is where she will become. Father accepted her as Gloria Brante, but this one here. Push pressure on father. Let's try this. Like just now we did this. Like he hates us. Push pressure on father. Father has stayed watching Steven and Gloria argue, but you're certain that he will most likely take your advice. Pointedly turning away from Steven, you address your father. What is happening? How has Steven assumed power in the family? What gives him the right to make the decision of Gloria's future? Rage slowly boils in your father's eye. You zealously add fuel to the fire. Your passionate speech continues. Father made his decision and he accepted Gloria into his home with her mother. It was grandfather who tried to oust them from his home for the crime of their low birth. Okay, the old man may be resting in his tomb, but his machination has taken over their favorite grandson, Steven. Father has surely had enough of this tyranny under his own roof. He has the right to choose his family. Father slaps his fist on the table. Steven instinctively steps back. Gloria gives the head of the house a full look of hope. You're right, scum. Enough. I did not earn the noble lot to be ordered around. Steven, I'm the head of this household. You are not Gregor Brante, and you will never be. He takes the letter to the groom's family, and tears it to shreds. Steven's face grows crimson. He can barely contain his rage. If you cannot keep the family in check and defend your honor, father, I will have to do it myself. Steven's words sent you into a long, vehement speech. How dare he? Father has dedicated his entire life to this family. Only he knows what is the best for it. You're right, Scamo. My fear of your father was too strong. Okay, this one is the same. Father, what are you saying? Come to your senses. Your dishonor will ruin our entire family. Father does not dignify Steven's words in response. His eyes are fixed solely on Gloria. Dishonor does not frighten me. Gossip does not frighten me. Come to me, my daughter, Gloria Brante. Rack my silent tear. The door slams loudly. Steven rushes down the steps, saddles his horse, and is gone. A long time passes before he returns. Uh-oh. In a sense, I should have bring up the tryst with that he had his secret. Okay, this is it. This is where we screwed up. Kick Eggman's secret safe. You take the weapons back to him, then make sure his men have a place to hide. You tell Alida what to find the smugglers as soon as possible. They are to use all your people. They are to use all your people to distract the Gandalfs from the chase. The smugglers need to escape pursuit, no matter the cost. And when we find them, what do we do with them? They will need to take them to a safe house, by force if need be. And the guns? You return the guns to their rightful owner. Juan and Alida nod knowingly and hurry away. Once you're alone, you conceal the crate from prying eyes and walk to Eggman's house. Eggman opens the door himself. Still bleary-eyed, he looks surprised. Scamu, do you have any idea how late it is? You walk in without waiting for invitation. This matter is too important for politeness. You quickly inform him about the crate of the guns and smugglers on the run from the prefecture and the last straw. If Sir Eggman wants to keep his secret hidden from his worst enemy, he needs to explain himself. There seems to be some kind of misunderstanding, Scamu. You repeat the question more forcefully. Now is not the time to hem and haw. If Eggman is planning an armed revolt, he needs to tell it to you straight. He made a big mistake by keeping you out of the loop. Fine, Brante, you're right. Your friend Sophia talked me into it. Sophia? I thought that you... Sophia! Tell us! She claims the revolt will fail without good weapons, no matter how just our cause. The people need something that will enable them to stand their ground against the noble militia and the legion. Firearms are our best options. He told me to keep it a secret and tell no one. So you didn't know? You keep your eyes trained on Eggman, but he seems to be telling the truth. Does Philippe know? No, even he would never. You tell Eggman to keep talking. Sophia made a deal with someone in Illyria. I don't know who. I'm just a middleman. My men take the guns, bring them to the city, leave them for Sophia's people to stash somewhere. I hesitated when she told me, Scamu. But these guns are the people's only chance at victory. We had to do it. Eggman's voice trails off. You tell him where to find the crate. His man will return shortly. He can rest easy now. Sophia's secret is safe with you. You have my thanks, Scamu. I'm truly sorry we didn't trust you with this right away. I'm sure Sophia only kept you out of it to keep the plan safe. The fewer people know about it, the less the risk there is. That's what she said when she asked for the gunpowder. With that, you leave his house and return to the moonlit streets of Anizot. Somewhere in the city are dozens of gun stashes waiting and hidden, and when the time comes, the common estate will take up arms, and then there will be blood. Uh-oh. Treacherous. Uh-oh. Late one night, this one here. We did this yesterday. Lie to Philippe. And just use promise quick results. Improve our scheme. We need to find a traitor. You not. Sooner or later, the mole will give himself away anyway. Oh my god. I don't have enough willpower. Deafening silence fills your home. You are standing by Mother's bedside. So are Father, Gloria, and Nathan. For an entire day, Mother has been feverish and barely conscious. Gloria never leaves her side, not even for a minute. Nathan has even stopped drinking so he can offer your sister some with his awkward help. Mother's health deteriorated greatly over the past year, and the fighting in the family has dealt a great blow to her. She has been bedridden for a month. You have been to every doctor and folk healer, but no one can help her. They all tell the same thing. Lady Lydia's life is in the hands of the twins now. If she passes away, she will not come back. And so, you wait by Mother's bed in sorrow, hoping she will regain consciousness. There is a long silence that no one has the courage to break. Then, at last, you hear Nathan's meek voice. Mother? It's me, Nathan. Can you hear me? Mother suddenly rises on her elbow. She looks around, her eyes unseeing, beads of sweat forming on her pale forehead. My son, where are you? Nathan takes Mother by her thin, emaciated hand. She leans closer to look at him, struggling to recognize his face. Stephen, were you playing with your younger brothers in the garden? You must be all dirty. Come here. You may not be my son, but I care for you as though you were my own. Oh, what a nice happy family we have. A blessing from the twins. Nathan is unsure of what to do or say. Father stroked his wife's hair. His eyes are two orbs of searing indescribable pain. You're a little confused, Lydia. This is Nathan. All the children are all grown up, remember? Mother's eyes were bright and alive just now, but the next moment grew dim again. Her head falls weakly back onto the pillow. You're right, my husband. The children grew up, and I was never able to teach them how to live in peace with another. I let you down, Robert. You made a mistake when you took me into your home. You saved my daughter and me from a life of poverty, and how did I repay you? Vera cannot take it anymore. What are you saying, Mother? Don't you dare blame yourself. You did your best. You did all you could. Father looks away, unable to hold back the deluge of tears. Mother's voice, so faint, calls out to you. And Skamu? Where is he? With great care, you move closer to Mother. You answer her quietly, right here, right by her side. Skamu, I'm so happy to know you are here. I always knew greatness awaited you, ever since you were a little boy. What a shame I won't be there to see it. I couldn't save the Brante family. I'll face my punishment at the final judgment. But don't worry, my dears. I'm ready to stand before the twins. No, you're not. Yeah, Brante's voice trails off. No longer a voice, just a final whisper of life. Gloria at home? Wait. Oh, damn! Oh, damn! The family at peace. Okay. This one here, what I'm gonna do, I have to redo this chapter again, because like what I made mistake is with the with not telling off. Like if we tell off Stephen, he will get very angry, but at least Gloria will feel at home. For the sake of mother recovery, you put an end to the quarrel that is tearing your family apart. You have to make Gloria a part of the Brante house, even if your name will be forever branded by dishonor. Okay, I'm gonna do this. This is not bad as well. I want to unite the family. And is it the same with this? We're gonna get Gloria Brante, we're gonna get Mother recover, and also we're gonna get family in peace, I think. This is the unite the family. Okay? So I'll do it, behind the scenes, okay? And I'll continue this next week, okay? It was like we're gonna basically go through what happened for the past 15 minutes or so. So yeah, I'll leave it here where we will have the ability to unite the family, okay? So yeah, that's it for now, okay? I'll continue this on Monday, and I'm also playing Ruin King, an LOL inspired RPG game, okay? It's based on the lore, so I'm really I'm enjoying playing the game, easy to say. Okay, so with that said, I'll end the stream now, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.